Hi Eagles, here's a quick tutorial on how to use GoGuardian. When I log into GoGuardian, the first thing I'm going to see are the different classes that I have added. The little G right here indicates my classes that my Google Classroom has been synced to, which means the students who are enrolled in my Google Classroom will also be in this GoGuardian classroom. If I go to my test classroom, I want to walk you through the three tabs up top. So Sessions is going to show you a record of all of the sessions that have run for this class. If I click on the Students tab, I can see the students who are enrolled in this class. Because this is my test class, I only have one student. If I wanted to add more students, I could either project the enroll code for my students, I can manually add them from email, or I could import a CSV. If I had synced this particular GoGuardian classroom to Google Classroom, I would see all of my students, and there would be a little button at the top that would say Sync Students. So just to show you, this is a different classroom that I've created that I did attach to Google Classroom, and there's a little button right here that I can click to sync students to just update if I had any students drop the class or add the class at a later time. I'm going to go back to my test classroom, and the next tab I wanted to show you is the Settings tab. Under the Settings tab, I can edit my classroom, I can apply a scene to my classroom, or I can archive my classroom if I no longer want to use this GoGuardian classroom. The next tab to know is the Teachers tab. If I have a co-teacher, I can just click right here. I can add a teacher. I can give them different rights: owner, teacher, or helper. Owner will be able to do everything that you can do. Teacher will be able to monitor, and then helper will be able to monitor as well. If I click on scheduling, this is where I can create a schedule for this class. We highly recommend that all teachers do this because this will begin your session every day at the start of your class period, and then it will end it at the end of your class period. You can set one for our late start days, and then you can set a different time for Tuesday through Friday, which is our regular schedule days. This makes things easier because if you are manually starting sessions every day and you forget to end that session, and you block students from certain sites, or you only allow them to go to certain sites, then that's going to carry over into their second, third, fourth, fifth period classes and might get a little bit frustrating for teachers. The next tab is the Reporting tab, and this gives you the option of getting an email at the end of each session, which will just kind of send you an update of what your students were doing during that session. If I go back here to my test session, and I go to session because this session is actually running right now. Here's where I'm going to see all of my students who are in this session, and the little tiles are for each student. I can see how many tabs that they have open right down here. I can see how many devices they are logged into, and if I want to get a closer view, I can click on the tile, it's going to open it up, and then I can exit out of any tabs that student shouldn't be in at this particular time. If I hover right here, I can take a screenshot of what the student is doing if I needed to send that to their parents, or if I needed to communicate something to the deans. That's a really easy way to monitor. I can also go right up here and I can enable a chat, and then this little bubble pops up. I can choose a student, I can send them a message. That's a two-way street though. That student would also be able to send a message to me. If I click this one right here, that's going to send an announcement to all students who are in that session. I can end session by clicking this button right here, and then the last thing I wanted to show you was how to change a scene or add a scene. So I've already created a scene. I call it my everyday scene. So I'm going to go ahead and add that now. It is already added. But to show you, I can go right here to my menu. I can open all scenes. If I take a look at my everyday scene, you can see that I've named it everyday right up here. In the allow mode, this is going to allow students to visit every website except for the ones that I enter here. So I'm allowing them to go to every website except for YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Google Hangouts. If I click the block mode, this is going to block all websites except for the ones that I enter here. So there are two different options for that. If I scroll all the way down to the bottom, auto open tabs, in my classes, in my sessions, whenever a student opens a new tab, it's going to take them right to my class website, and then I can limit the number of tabs that they can have open at a time as well. Again, this is just a really super quick tutorial, but hopefully it answers some of your questions. Please feel free to stop by the team room if you have any questions. We are happy to help.